don't talk about Fight Club. You know why? Because it sucks. Shh. Hi there, this is Scott. Welcome to Scott Stuff. I'm here to talk about the hyped game Fight Club. Now, Fight Club is a collectible card game that was put out recently by Decipher. Now, what Decipher does, a lot of their games are licenses, where they buy licenses and they put out a game. And sometimes the games have been pretty good, sometimes they've not been so good. So what they did with Fight Club is they licensed a bunch of action movies. And so in the cards that I got, for example, I got things from Friday the 13th, I got things from Rambo, from Saw, Silence of the Lambs, and Army of Darkness. And so they licensed it and then they put a game around it. Now, something else they did interesting with Fight Club, which I found really intriguing, which is why I got involved, is they decided to sell it only through their website and to do it through a multi-level marketing type scheme. So the way it works is you go to the website, decipher.com, you sign up, and then you sign other people up, and then when they buy stuff, then you get a bit of the money. So like the first deck costs $30, and so if someone goes in and signs up under my name, Professor, then you get $3. I'm not sure you'd want to do that, but it's an option. So anyway, let me talk a little bit about how this game works. Now, they say that it's a great collectible card game and it's doing all sorts of unique things, which, well, we'll see. What you get with the game are a bunch of cards. You get a bunch of boxes in which to put the cards. You get some little beads and a little tuck box to put the beads in, and you don't get any rules. That's right, $30 for a box of cards here, and you have to go to the internet and print out your own rules. Anyway, the way the game works is it's two people fighting, good versus evil, and the cards are keyed towards that. The back of the cards are white for good and black for evil. Now, the deck size is set up. You can do 40 cards in your deck. Most of your cards are going to be special cards and abilities and weapons and things like that, and then you're going to have a smaller deck of fight cards. And that's your deck. It's 40 cards, and you assemble it and you play the game off of these things. Now let's take a look and see how this thing works. So in the game, you're going to play one of these heroes, and so each deck comes with game cards that are themed to one of the heroes. So if you're going to play Ashley Williams from Army of Darkness, then you're going to get things like, you know, there's an eye on my shoulder, and throw people into the pit. And of course, this is my boomstick, which sadly isn't a weapon. I was disappointed. I wanted to actually use the boomstick in the game. But anyway, it's a battle between two sides. Now, one side or the other is going to have a card called the drop. And the way it'll work is one player will have the drop for a round, and then they'll pass it to the other player. If you have the drop, that means that you're the person who decides who goes first in every phase of the game. This sounded good, but got really annoying, because what it meant is that for everything you did, you had to ask the player with the drop, do you go first or I go first? Do you go first or I go first? Do you go first or I go first? It really just ruined the pacing of the game to have one player decide for everything you did who's going to go first. Urgh! So anyway, what you're doing in the game is you're going to arm yourself by playing weapons and things like that to get stronger, and then you're going to get into the main part of the game, which is the fights. Now, the main way that the fights work is each player, again, has a deck of fight cards, and they're going to pick the top 3 cards from that deck and put it in front of them. Good versus evil, as they battle. And then you flip them all over, and this is going to set up a series of fights. Now, each fight is made up of 3 skirmishes. Now, the person who has the drop picks which fight is going to go first. So let's say that they pick, oh, we're going to do this fight first. What's important about this fight are the numbers that are here. That's going to be 3 different skirmishes, and the winner of 2 of these skirmishes wins the fight. And so the way you're going to determine the skirmish is you're going to look at the numbers that are matched up. So we have a 4 versus a 5. 5 wins. A 4 versus a 3. 4 wins, and a 4 versus a 4 is a tie. So right now we'd have a win for one side, a win for the other side, and a tie, so no one would win this. What you're going to get to do, though, is before each fight, you're going to get to play these cards that add to your numbers. So this adds 1 to here and 1 to here. The cards have a cost, as indicated in this corner, which you're going to pay with those little gems. So each side can play these effects. Now, you can also play weapons at this point. The weapons are going to come in, and they're also going to add to the number that you've got. And so some of the weapons will allow you to use them every turn. Some other weapons allow you to only use them once, and then they're destroyed. Some characters that you have also have an addition to some types of fighting. So if you've got this guy who shows 2 oranges and a red, then he's going to add to orange or red combat on the middle one. So that's the way it goes during a fight. Players add on to these numbers and see who gets the higher total for each of 3 skirmishes. The winner of 2 or 3 skirmishes wins the fight and gets the number of victory points equal to the number of blood spots here, because this represents damage to your opponent. Each character has a number of points of damage they can take before they die. So this guy has 7 life, for example. Now, this is the unique mechanism. So you have numbered cards and you compare them to each other. So you spend most of the game staring at these cards, and it's really just about these numbers up here. These pictures are just gratuitous broken thing pictures, you know. Ha! I break your neck. Ha! I step on your toe. Fear me. Anyway, so they say this is the unique mechanism where you take 2 numbers and you compare them to see which is higher. Have we ever seen that before in a game? Oh, you win. Oh, I win. War! Anyway. Yes, we've seen it before in a game. The game's called War. So Fight Club is kind of like just grown-up war with modifiers. Now, what's good about the game? Well, the theming. I mean, well, no, not even the theming. The pictures. You've got licensed pictures from movies. You know, as you look at the cards, you'll remember the scenes fondly from movies, or maybe not so fondly from movies. And one problem with the cards is some of them are, well, they're pretty unpleasant to look at because the movies were unpleasant. The problem is, while you're looking at your hand and you're looking at all these kind of cool story cards, the reality is you just come down to playing numbers at each other. And that's what the game felt like. The theming was there for a little while. Yes, it's very fun to have Ash with cards that say, who wants some? That's fun. But then you get to the numbers and it's just like, I've got a 3, you've got a 4, hooray, you win. So that's Fight Club. So that's it, really. I was really let down by this game. I liked the theme ideas. I thought, well, this would be kind of fun. But really, I mean, you could just buy trading cards and enjoy the scenes from the movies, or just watch the movie again and get more of a theme of combat. When I played it, it really just felt like war. It's just playing numbers at each other. It lost the theme of fight. I think Lunch Money is a much better example of a game that captures the throwdown fight of just beating the crap out of each other. That's what I wanted out of this game, and I didn't get that. I was very disappointed. So, if you are interested in playing Fight Club, then you can go to decipher.com and tell them a professor sent you, or you could just go to ebay.com and buy my cards. Anyway, that's Fight Club. Bye-bye.